What is up? What is up? What is up, guys? Welcome to Sixers Post Game Live. The Sixers get the W here, move to 1-0 on the season, beating the New Orleans Pelicans 117-97. Today, we're going to be reacting, talking our top takeaways, giving our player of the game, grading the overall team's performance. Guys, before we get started, please give this video a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let's talk about today's game. I mean, it was a good first quarter, not so good for second quarter, a really strong third quarter, but let's be honest, guys, it's a Furkan Korkmaz world. We're all just living in it. Let's go to my man, Justin. Follow him on Twitter at J_Persichetti. What's up, Justin?
Man, what a win and what an exciting first day of the season. After everything we dealt with in the offseason, it's great to get to start playing basketball and see a good win and see a bench perform tonight a little higher than I think we all had expectations for. So, plus, we got some good play from Maxey tonight, so we love that. So let's make this a fun post game. Let's have fun, and let's have fun this year. I'm happy to be with the Sixers fans again on our post game show. Let's do it.
All right, and we have something new. We're going to have polls in these post-game shows. You click the link there, vote for your player of the game. When we get there, we'll see what the fans, you guys, are saying. Also joining us, of course, is my man, Tiago. He is at T Scabby. What's up, Tiago?
Man, I'm excited. I was ready to talk about Joel Embiid, and then Furkan Korkmaz happened in the fourth quarter, and I was just in a trance, just jumping up and down. He was posterizing dudes at some point in the fourth quarter, trying to at least, and he remembers Furkan Korkmaz and not, Vince Carter. But it was wild, man. Good for him. They needed that because it was nice seeing the guy just sit on the bench in the fourth quarter and watch the bench go to work.
58. You talk about the 22-8 run there. The Sixers ended the third quarter, 58 to 35 run for the Sixers to finish out this game. Top takeaways, you got to go with Furkan freaking Korkmaz. He had 18 points, 3 assists, 1 steal in the fourth quarter. Where do we go from here? I mean, my main takeaway through 3 quarters was, man, they need a shot creator. Man, they need a shot creator because they weren't getting it. But Furkan stepped up here. Chris Moore says Court getting red hot in the fourth quarter helped us win the game. Tiago, what was your take on Furkan Korkmaz tonight? Stepping up, getting the Sixers the dub.
Yeah, I mean, Furk, he's been known to have games like this. I mean, he's won games in the past with his three-point shooting. I mean, he plays with the confidence of a Hall of Fame player, even though he's barely a rotation guy. So you gotta give him credit for that. I love the guy, but I think he's part of a bigger story. The bigger story being the Sixers bench, right? Which that all bench.
Yeah, I figured I had to put that comment up there. Furkan Korkmaz is Turkish for the greatest basketball player to ever live. And this is the return of the prodigal Yams. I don't know if everyone remembers Yams, but Yams was a consistent commenter on our post game shows from last season. So you love to see you back. Thanks for coming back, Yams.
But here's the thing: we were warned with freaking Korkmaz because he put out that hype video.
Yeah.
But it was a sign of things to come, and we just kind of shrugged like no big deal. But here we are witnessing the greatest Turkish player of all time.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the bench unit as a whole. So yeah, we'll talk about more about that.
45 points from the bench tonight. Justin, what's your take on Furkan?
Yeah, I mean, Furkan, the thing that you love to see was at the top of the key. He seemed to actually be able to handle the ball around a screen and shoot it himself. A lot of times when he's played in starting rotation with Joel, he's had to focus on a dribble handoff rather than him being the lead ball handler going around a screen like that. So being able to see him do that himself is definitely nice to see. And if he can do that on a consistent basis now, I think we know from what we've seen in the past, it's not typically super consistent, but even if it can be partly consistent, I'll be happy with that kind of efficiency from him, to be honest.
And one more point on that, because it's important, like that play that Justin is talking about, right, where he comes off the pick and roll, like he can see Niang from the corner, and a few times he passed up the shot and found like a wide open Niang, and Niang has been absolutely money tonight, as it has been through his entire Utah career. I mean, we cannot talk about enough about the upgrade the Sixers got with this guy over Mike Scott. It's
Georges Niang 4 for 5 from 3 tonight, 11 points. 3 for 4 from 3, 4 for 5 from the field, and with 11 points tonight. Man, I tweeted about that during the game today. That piece for ordinary Sixers fans that don't pay attention to in the offseason as often, you are going to see a legitimate difference in those minutes from the difference of Mike Scott to Georges Niang. Having Georges Niang as your consistent stretch 4/5 man is going to be a significant upgrade, not only from a shooting perspective, but I also think on defensively. Georges Niang is considerably bigger than Mike Scott is, and definitely puts in a greater effort on the defensive end. And I think that cannot be overseen throughout the season. So definitely look out for that upgrade, and look out for when the ball's going around the horn in the bench unit, those missed shots not to happen as often.
He had one of the best plays of tonight in the second quarter. Niang blocked the driver there on the baseline. Then on the next offensive possession, hit a 3. It was an awesome stretch by Georges Niang. Do you have any take on Georges Niang, Tiago?
I think Justin touched on the key point defensively. Like, you saw him anchor down on Brandon Ingram a couple possessions. So he can be kind of a relief for Matisse Thybulle defensively. I'm not saying he's Matisse Thybulle defensively.
No, he's Matisse Thybulle. Georges Niang is the next Matisse Thybulle, Sixers fans. Be ready.
Yeah, because you know it's going to happen. We're going to run with that. It's not that, but he's a guy. I mean, Mike Scott was a 0 on both ends of the court, and this guy's not that on either end. So that's definitely an upgrade. But also, even Andre Drummond, not just getting dumb fouls all the time and doing stuff with the basketball, being a little bit of a subtle passer that Howard was not, is also an upgrade. So those things stood out right away.
Yeah, having the thing that you last year with Dwight Howard that you consistently saw on the bench unit was a Shake Milton pick and roll with him. And what you can see already through just preseason and also this first game is how versatile Drummond can be, where whether it be taking the ball at the top of the key and being able to distribute, or also doing the pick and roll with Furkan Korkmaz right now. But I assume that you will see another guard brought onto this team eventually this year. Now, I also, we can't even, you can't mistake. I don't know if everyone's done talking about Georges Niang, but can we talk about Andre Drummond's 17 boards real quick? Because that's insane. I mean, mind you, we saw a lot of nights where Dwight Howard came away with a lot of boards, but the fact that 17 boards, man, that's now, mind you, he played damn near the whole fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken, but that's still an impressive number.
Yeah, the play that comes to mind about Andre Drummond that I liked the most tonight was that beautiful touch pass he had to Matisse down underneath the rim. That was really nice. But yeah, there was some things I didn't like from Andre Drummond. He did have 4 turnovers here. He definitely got careless with the ball. There was one part where he was he was dribbling way too much, and it looked god awful. It was not good. There's a difference when Joel Embiid's got the ball compared to Andre Drummond with the ball. But
and there's a reason. I was about to say there's a reason why Embiid is also Embiid and Andre Drummond's Andre Drummond.
Absolutely. I mean, Andre Drummond was a plus 22 tonight, only 4 field goal attempts. He did have 4 turnovers, but you can't ignore that 17 rebounds. What about you, Tiago?
Yeah, 1 point on Andre, because what he's going to do is punish teams that want to play small at the center.
Yeah.
So New Orleans had Jackson Hayes as a backup center, and that kid is 200 pounds soaking wet, man. He has no chance against Andre Drummond on the boards. I mean, it was a bloodbath. And he's not the type of center that can really extend the floor either. So it was a very easy matchup for Drummond tonight. Mm-hmm. I will expect more teams to have different type of alternatives for Andre Drummond, either a bigger center or a guy who can stretch the floor and pull Andre out of the paint. So
but here's the thing, though, with that is the Sixers actually have an answer for when they need to, when they have a guy stretching the floor, and that is Georges Niang, who can do the same thing, or they also have Paul Reed, who can defend on the perimeter a little better than Dwight Howard can at the moment.
Yeah.
Or Dwight Howard, my goodness, Andre Drummond, stuck in last year.
All right, let's move on to quick takes on Kate Scott's first game on play-by-play, replacing the legend Mark Zumoff. says Chris Moore. Thanks for the comment. Any quick thoughts on Kate Scott, guys? Floor is yours.
I mean, for people like us who do the things that we do, like even like a little podcast, I have nothing but respect for people who are out doing this stuff first time in a huge market like Philadelphia with high expectations, filling massive shoes, for her to step in and just it was seamless broadcast. So you just got to give her nothing but respect. I think she's gonna find her footing with energy level and play calling and chemistry with Allah, but like nothing but respect for her all the way.
I completely agree. No, I completely agree. I don't have any problems with it. I think she did an amazing job, and I think Allah as well is just a really good color analyst as well. Just he's so good at going back and forth with people already with just how he's capable of talking to somebody else. So just hearing their banter, just like you used to hear with Mark Zumoff, it's just I don't know. I personally really enjoyed it, and I think she's going to do really well here in Philly.
You can get a little homerish, though. He gets a little bit too homerish, Allah.
Oh, of course. Listen.
Yeah, you can tell the truth sometimes.
You can tell that, but you can also tell the Duke homer he's got going on with Brandon Ingram the whole game. He's like, yeah, man, that's a bad boy. So listen, I can respect it, though. I can respect it.
Fully agree. Let's give her some time to see what she's got. But I do love how she called Allah out on his candy game. That was really, really great. For anybody who follows him on Twitter, he always tweets photos of Candy's pregame. Let's talk quick about Joel Embiid, then Tyrese Maxey. Joel Embiid had 22 points, something along those lines. 22 points, 8 of 17 from the field, 6 boards, 5 assists. He had 10 of those points literally within the first few minutes of this game. So he really didn't have that big of an impact here in this second half. Justin, what was your take on Joel Embiid? And real quick, you could see that he was losing his legs there towards the latter parts of this game. But go ahead.
Yeah, something that I will say, Joel, obviously it was Joel today. He didn't have a super efficient game and didn't get to the line too much, I will say. He tended to shy away from going too far into the interior at times. And that seemed to be after he tweaked his knee or ankle or whatever it was. I'm not sure what it was exactly, but he was definitely getting up hobbling early in this game. So you don't love to see that. And, as Sixers fans, you always know anytime Joel ends up on the floor, you get a little nervous. So hopefully he's doing okay. But yeah, it seemed when after he hit the floor the first time, he seemed a little bit less keen to getting into the interior, which made his shot percentage definitely drop when he stuck to mid-range shots a lot more. But other than that, he ended the game with, I believe, 5 or 6 assists tonight, which is definitely above his average. So I think you're going to see a lot more of that from him, especially since he is being the key facilitator from the top of the key now after Ben Simmons is no longer playing with the team. It's gonna be really interesting, and I think honestly his numbers I fully believe this year are going to slowly start to look like Nikola Jokic with how he is going to be the guy passing the ball around the key in the half court offense pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, you can see his impact here in this first half. Joel Embiid, many more field goal attempts there inside that paint area. And then when you move to the second half, give me 1 second, mostly from the outside. Not a lot going down there at the rim. 11 attempts there in the first half, just 6 attempts there in the second. Thiago, what was your take on Joel Embiid?
Yeah, I thought he was assertive when he needed to be assertive. So to start the game, obviously, and then the start of the second half when New Orleans was going that little run, he really settled the team down and got the team timely offense, which they needed. I thought they were very keen on having him see the entire floor from the top of the key. So to start the game in particular, you didn't see a lot of post-ups at all with Joel. They had him operating on the ball, almost like a point guard in the offense, working with dribble handoffs with Curry, taking guys off the dribble or setting up for three-point shots. That's kind of how they want to operate. And he did a great job connecting a few times with Tobias on some high-low looks, which I thought was very good offense for them.
Definitely.
Moving forward. So, I mean, you look at the box score, right? 1 turnover for a guy who handled the ball the way that he did tonight. I think that's pretty good. The energy level thing, it's a constant with Joel. It's something we have to monitor. And it's going to be an issue even more this year because what Ben's absence does, it creates a void in your perimeter defense. So Maxey does not have the same ability that Ben does to keep guys in front of him. And as a result, Joel's having to rotate more frequent to stop the guy at the rim. So Ben tends to zap his energy even more over the course of the game. And we saw again tonight, but it was great that he only played 26 minutes in a blowout game. So good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll on real quick. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. Real quick to Tyrese Maxey. Got his first start here with the Philadelphia 76ers. And I thought it was more good than bad. Tyrese Maxey finished with 20 points. It was a plus 23, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, only 1 turnover. He made 2 of 3 from three-point range. Justin, what was your take on Tyrese Maxey?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed him today. I think something that is going to be very interesting throughout this year is to see where Maxey gets his buckets, because we all know Maxey is pretty much capable of scoring anywhere on the floor. Now, I think this year it's going to be seeing where he's scoring the most consistently and also where he's scoring the most often. Now, today we saw some mid-range pull-ups. We saw his typical drive to the basket. We saw him hit a few catch-and-shoot threes. So it'll be really interesting to see if all of that is on a consistent basis, or if we're going to see more of just driving to the basket and toward mid-range scoring, or are we going to see just driving to the basket and three-point shots? So I'm really excited to see it tonight. He looked good to me. Ended with 7 rebounds as well, which is definitely good considering that you're missing the 6'10" Ben Simmons at point guard, who typically gets around 7 to 8. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I think he played a good game though tonight.
If Tyrese Maxey is hitting 3 of 4 outside of 15 feet, how do you stop that guy? How do you stop that guy with his ability to turn the corner and finish at the rim? Tiago, what was your take on Tyrese?
He needed that second half, man, because he was not good in the first half.
Yeah,
he was not good at all in the first half, and I was getting a little bit concerned about his role in that starting lineup. I thought Doc did a really good job by getting him downhill in the second half. So really, what got him started, I thought, was those dribble handoffs with Joel. Joel sets the screen, he comes downhill, has a little patent floater that he loves to do. So I thought that really got him going to the game, and he was really, really good in that second half offensively. I mean, played with a high level of confidence. I love that he plays under control for a young guy. So you don't see him go wild, go rogue, try to do things his way. And that's very impressive for a guy who has limited playing time, wants to pick a mark in the NBA, but still has to play within the team context. So I thought his second half was phenomenal. Showed him numbers. He's a team high, plus 23, I think, right? That was plus 23. So kudos to him. It was a phenomenal start for Maxey. And it gives you hope that maybe he can find a niche in the starting lineup, but you see where he can really fit in the second unit. That ball handling the second unit is going to be very, very critical for the Sixers moving forward.
Yeah, something real quick, something regarding what Tiago just said about Maxey, and it's something that I really noticed a difference between Maxey and Shake Milton when they first got to the NBA level. Is Milton a lot of times seems to kind of go into things and like you said, just going willy-nilly to the basket and hope he either gets room to make it or go and gets a foul. Maxey, like you said, seems very decisive, and when he makes the decision, he's very calculated with where he's going and what he's exactly going to do. So I think that's a big difference I see between the two at the guard spot and when it comes to scoring.
Yeah, I completely agree.
All right, let's roll on to player of the game. Lead us off, Tiago. Who is your player of the game for tonight?
I mean, is there any other name here to talk about? It starts and ends with friggin' Korkmaz, man. I mean, you won't even believe it if you just look at the box score. This is like a 7-point game with like a couple minutes left in the third quarter. And the starters didn't have to go back into the fourth quarter. So this is entirely due to the fact that Korkmaz just decided to take over the game. It's good to see him back. The Sixers have him on their very team-friendly deal. You see the money that guys like Duncan Robinson get. Yeah. Again, they're different players. Duncan Robinson is a high proficient shooter. But the gap is not that big, man. And Korkmaz is getting paid like pennies on the dollar. So it's a phenomenal contract the Sixers have here for the next couple of years.
Definitely phenomenal contract.
Furkan to Tiago. I like he finished really well there, of course, from 3-point range, but he had some runners tonight off the backboard. Like he was finishing pretty well tonight. So I mean, this is Daryl Morey basketball, baby. When you're able to finish at the rim like that, when you're able to be clutch from three, gotta love it. What about you, Justin? What is your player of the game?
So my player of the game is going to go to a role player because I love the role players. Georges Niang. Georges Niang, I've been saying it all off season. I said it when we first got on here. He is by far one of my favorite pickups this offseason, and I think he is going to prove me right throughout this whole season. Like we already said, 11 points, 3 for 4 from 3. If you're consistently getting that from your bench power forward on this roster, this team is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Like I said before, you're going to see that ball swing around. And a lot of times when you saw that ball swing around in the bench lineup, you'd be seeing a miss at the end of it when Mike Scott was wide open last year. Now you get Georges Niang in there, you're probably going to see that bucket go in a little bit more. Or that ball go in the bucket a little bit more. My bad. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's definitely my player of the game today.
All right, I'm going to roll on with Tobias Harris. We didn't give any love to Tobias Harris tonight. I thought he was a key component to starting that 22-8 run there in that third quarter. There was a segment where he had a drive and dish to Seth Curry from 3. He had a fast break bucket. He had 2 free throws. He was before Furkan started getting it going. It really was Tobias Harris that started being the catalyst of this Sixers run to get them that W. Tobias Harris finished with 20 points. He had 12 boards. Although I'm pretty fairly certain that that's what he had after the third quarter. So he didn't really make that much of an impact here in the fourth quarter. All right. But anyway, I got to give some love to Tobias Harris stepping up, having a decent game. How many threes did he have today? He was 0 of 2 from 3-point range.
Yeah, that's a whole topic with Tobias that's going to drive me crazy all year. The guy should take more than 2 3-pointers. Danny Green took 1 3-pointer. This stuff drives me crazy, man. Like,
I will say though, and I rightfully so. It is something that's frustrating when you have 2 guys that can definitely be above 40% 3-point shooters not taking as many. But I will say the Sixers early in the game stayed pretty considerably trying to go to the inside, and anytime they went outside, it was people who were getting shots were Seth Curry pretty much.
Yeah, again, I agree, Justin, but holy hell, man, take more 3-pointers, please, because I'm gonna lose my mind this year.
But the Pelicans did do a good job of running Harris off the 3-point line. They did. I think you got to give some credit to the Pelicans there as well.
Absolutely, and he also loves to pump fake and drive.
He does definitely loves to do that.
Yeah,
for being 6'7", he doesn't use that height on the outside as much as he probably should.
He does not.
The Sixers finished 13 of 25 from 3-point range, 52%, but that was less than their average per game in last season, where there was just under 30. So you really need to see that go up. You really need to see those 3-point attempts go up. Let's talk about team grades. I'll lead us off. When you talk about a team without Ben Simmons, all the chaos going on in training camp and preseason, you have 4 scorers with 20 points or more. I'm going to give this team a solid B+ from what I saw. I think majority was positive. You look at Tyrese Maxey coming through in the second half, Furkan Korkmaz. I mean, really, one of the Achilles heels of this team last year was bench production. He had 45 points off the bench, led by Furkan Korkmaz. It is the Pelicans, but I love the way Matisse came in and had some solid defensive moments against Brandon Ingram. I can't wait to put that video out tomorrow. I will be bringing that out. All defensive possessions against Brandon Ingram. That's going to be a ton of fun. But I'll go a solid B+. What about you, Justin?
Yeah, I think I'm going to stay around the same with you. I'm going to go B+ to A-. I think it was as good of a game as it could have been without having your starting point guard. I genuinely, the turnovers weren't as bad as they could have been. I will say, I know they had 8 turnovers at the half. How many turnovers did they end with? Anyone know? Because I don't have it written down for some reason.
They had only 4 turnovers then in the second half.
Yeah, so 12 turnovers overall. That is really not bad at all, in my opinion, for not having a true point guard on the floor tonight. Something else I want to talk about the game was the 80% from the free throw line.
Nice.
We didn't see a lot of that 80% from the team in general last year. So seeing guys being able to go to the line and hit their free throws was definitely nice to see. I don't know if you guys noticed that as well during the game, but I definitely did.
Yeah, I mean, they are a good free throw shooting team without Ben Simmons.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like that's I'm saying that without saying that.
Yeah, I know we can't be bringing him up every podcast, but he's a big part of why they don't shoot as well from the free throw line. So,
all right, Thiago, how would you grade tonight's performance?
I mean, I'll give it a B because I do think that the Pelicans without Zion are a disaster. They're probably one of the worst NBA teams out there. I mean, I have no idea what they're trying to get done with this roster, but so factor the opposition. I think they have a phenomenal test on Friday. I think they're going to get a pretty good shot from the Nets with KD and with Harden, something that they did not see last year. So I'm excited to see that. So we'll wait for Friday, but they did what they had to do today and got the W. That's all that matters.
Yeah, they didn't really put away my fears of defending guards here tonight. You look at Devontae Graham, you look at Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 15 of 25 from the field combined, 39 points. So that it is what it is. So final thoughts, guys. Where can we find you? Lead us off, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, good game all around. I think it's honestly better than I thought it was going to be offensively when it came to efficiency. Definitely a pretty efficient night for the Sixers. So yeah, good game, good win. On to the next one. You can find me at J_Persichetti on Twitter and covering the Bluecoats this year, which I'm really excited about. So catch me at the Chase Fieldhouse covering your Delaware Bluecoats, the Sixers G League affiliate.
Do you mean 76ers Fieldhouse?
No, it's the Chase Fieldhouse now.
When did it change?
Last year.
Did it really?
Yeah, they got sponsored by Chase Bank.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right, Thiago, you're up, man.
Dive's trying to call me out. Don't even know what he's talking about. Come on, bro.
I mean, that's like half the
I wanna give a shout out to all the Celtics guys who clock in here. Celtics lost in double overtime tonight to the Knicks.
Woo.
Jason Tatum scored 20 points on 29 shots.
Woo.
The Thiago brand is strong tonight.
Good start tonight for Jason Tatum, who sees himself as a top 5 player in the NBA. So shout out for that. We'll be doing these all season, and we're also doing the show in the mornings. Chris has the name, the videos, the whole thing going on. We sit through in the morning and talk through some more Sixers stuff in even more detail sometime. So check that out.
That's going to be 5:30 tomorrow morning live. So
this is going to be
fast, right, Thiago?
That's right, man. Some of us have to be at work.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it's going to be fun to wake up and just talk shop,
Yeah.
Quick shout out to the New Orleans Pelicans fans for chanting "We want Simmons" while Joel Embiid was on the free throw line. That was absolutely hilarious. I'm sure Joel Embiid, at the line, was like, "Take him, just take him. Give me some gumbo, throw me some Creole seasoning. You're good. Just take him." So
now he's saying, "Throw me Brandon Ingram." That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I wish. But anyway, follow my man Justin on Twitter at J_Persichetti. Go. What's up, Justin?
We got to give a quick shout out. Chris Coyle threw it in here too. Happy birthday to our man Chris Deibler over here at Mr. Crockpot. Old man Chris. That's what we're saying. Happy birthday to him. So, man, hopefully you had a great day. I know you probably got some great food from Mrs. Crockpot. She probably cooked you up something good today.
Yeah,
so
we did some nice burritos, chicken burritos.
Nice.
Excellent.
Love it. Well, happy birthday to you, man.
Appreciate that.
Happy birthday, Chris. You're the man,
dude. Thank you. Yeah, all right. Follow my man on Twitter at J_Persichetti. He is Thiago at T-Scabia on Twitter. Always give this video a like. Help us push this brand. Help our help us push these post-game live shows. I am Dives, Mr. Crockpot. Follow my man Justin. He is Tiago. I am Dives. I'm going to bed.
It's
Have
the
a good
first
night,
game.
guys.
It's the first game.
See you